Well, obviously there are some members of the cast that have been in kind of violent films before and will know their way around some of the weaponry that's involved. But I'm assuming there will have been other members who maybe weren't exposed to that before. I mean,
Yes.
so did you go into an awful lot of training beforehand?
Yes, you have to, because you're doing a dance with them, and you have to, for safety wise. And I've seen this with people. It's apparent that they've never had a sword in their hands, and it's and it's dangerous for you. It's a bit pointy things.
Someone in the middle.
Yeah, I don't think I can squeeze that. I was wondering what's your personal attitude to Hound, because he's the kind of guy you can be afraid of. He's the kind of guy you can feel almost pitiful for. What's your stance on that? Do you like him? How would you behave if he walked in here?
Your take on the cat?
Well, I'm just seeing him as he's a guard dog with issues. I don't think he was ever covered as a child. He's got a lot in common. My mother heard that, she'd kill me.
Well, I mean, it is a family business in a way that I know your sister and brother-in-law are involved in production.
Nepotism is alive. My sister got a job before I got a job, before I even got sniffed around for. She works in costume, and she's worked in a few jobs with me, which is great. She's putting on an arm half the time, and her other half is props, and he did all the props here, everything, all that fire that's going on there, he did all that. Is he still here? Well, it's not a band, I told you he wasn't. I have to stay. So Brian McGraw, he's the props man there, and well, that's just the way it is. We're a bunch of sort of gypsies kind of thing, travelling. It's like a travelling circus. That's what it is.
And do you meet a lot of Scots, not just actors, but also working behind the scenes in various roles when you're travelling around?
Yeah, and you get to know them. It's all a bit cliquey. Everybody knows everyone, sort of, or does they know everyone? It's like that. We all find a secret pub to drink.
Keep your hand up if you've got a question. But
Can you tell us about your favourite moment on set so far?
Favourites? It's all traumatic to me. It's not like, honestly, I was thinking the bronze scene, I was thinking, oh, here we go, a bit of nudity and everything, but as I said, I wasn't a big fan for that. I like things like, I like being out in Dubrovnik when there was a jousting scene, I had a bit of a fight there, and you're out by, it's all about vacation for me, darling. It's all wonderful, the seas and the boats, all that sort of thing. But to be honest, it's trauma. I'm sore and I'm just going in there to do my job. I know that I'm going to be doing at least 15 hours of armour on, and there's a bit of tension going on, and it's just a job kind of thing.
When you were filming season 1, and I suppose even before that, when you were applying for the position and reading the book and so on, were you like, fucking hell, this is going to be the big deal, because it's huge now, like, I can't wait. Or were you just like, okay, it's just another job, and then, go on?
I think I just was in denial a little bit, I didn't know, I don't know, I wasn't too sure. I wasn't that aware. But no, then I heard about the fan base for the books, and you were thinking, my God, this could be massive. So it's the biggest break I've ever had, that's for sure.
I mean, we all know that it's huge and it's been massively successful now, but the idea of HBO doing a fantasy series, I think a lot of people weren't sure whether it was going to take off or not, but from the outset, it certainly did. The chap just in the back.
Did you tell them to fuck the water and bring the wine? Yeah, so you've got a refreshment now.
There was no water there, because I was going to spit the water and go, but you totally agree.
If it had been in a nice kind of calf skin, that would have been appropriate.
I'm so blessed with these. They're just little lines, but they're great lines, aren't they?
You mentioned Highlander earlier, and
Yeah.
there was a reboot of that franchise in the works, and I think they might.
What, an actual film? To make the film again?
Yeah, just.
I'm available.
If there was a particular character you'd be interested in playing in that, which character do you think that would be?
Hey, I've got something to say. It's better to burn out than fade away. Definitely Gordon.
Yeah.
But, well, you know, I'll take Highlander.
Well, if it was Ryan Reynolds as the Highlander and used the Kurgan, I think that would be a very different ending to the.
I remember going, I've been up on the, I don't know if you remember Highlander, where they do the big sword scene in the rocks. There's a sword fight there, and I went up, it's called the Keogh, and in Skye. And they used to leave, it's a rock climb, you've got to, don't just go up if you've never done it. Don't go unless you're a rock climber. But they used to leave swords there, and then you could actually have a fight. It's quite dangerous, you know.
That doesn't sound very safe.
I've been tortured a bit about prankster on set, so what's the best practice for
I know what to say. I do things like fishing line with everybody. I go out by everyone and quietly wrap fishing line from sword to sword to sword. But if there's anyone, it's just silly things like, you know, I've done all the joke things. I go to Tam Shepherd, spend a fortune, and do all that. It's like Oliver Stone with the snake under the hat, that always got him. But just silly things. Like if there's some big macho guy that's got his armour on and he's swarming back all the time, and he'll do the thing like, I'll be maybe sitting in a chair and they pass by and go, excuse me, you've got the tissue paper in your mouth. And they always pass and go, I go, oh well. You're going to have a bit of fun.
We're running a little bit short of time, but I want to fit in as many questions as possible, so we'll try and get a few more. That person.
Out of all the characters that are fighting for it, who do you want most on the Iron Throne?
I don't know. Honestly, I can't think. I don't go in that depth. You see, I'm just a. Oh wait a minute. What are the choices? Bring back Robert. I can't think. I'm really sorry. I can't think.
Have you had a chance to?
I've snapped that Iron Throne quite a few times. It's plastic and I'm bored. I'm not looking at. Art department hears this, they'll kill me, but looking, I'll snap off another sword, but if that's the person who's a bit of Iron Throne. And you can see on the right hand side of the Iron Throne there's less pointy, but oh, well, that's definitely, I just shut out of it. It was too frightening. And he was an absolute legend, but it was Jason Momoa. It was, he was unbelievable, he was fantastic. You could drink a whole bar. And I walked into a bar with, and it was just me and him. I walked in, and he looked at me and went, and I sort of just looked at him and went, down my pint and went, I have to go. And I started taking him on, but I mean, I would have been hospitalised and he's a legend. He's a dude as well, and I really regret that. Maybe another time, but he's the man.
Yeah, can I just say, Rory, that after you gave some drink, it was a blind.
Yeah. No, he's a legend.
You drink as well.
I think, okay.
Sorry, this is lady number 3.
When I first read the book, it was a bit difficult for me to understand the story because there are just so many characters and families. And how is it for you to read the script? Did you get it for the first time?
Well, no, I mean, reading the book, first of all, I was thinking, I nearly stopped and went, I'm getting a wall chart. Maybe that's the idea. Half that book that I used to have. There's 40, 50 pages of all these characters. And that's the thing, how the hell did they make that go into 10 hours? I don't know. Yes, I found it very hard, and I haven't got all the characters. I don't know if I do too well in Mastermind at all. It's incredible.
Okay, we're coming up for pretty much the final question, but before then I should probably say that Game of Thrones Season 2 is available on DVD and Blu-ray on March the 4th. There's a lot of very interesting commentaries by actors and directors and George Martin, so I highly recommend that. And does anyone know when Game of Thrones Season 3 starts again on Sky? 1st of April.
31st of March.
Interesting choice, but I'm sure there's
And who do you think would beat the hand in a fight?
Rory, how do you feel about becoming an uncle this year?
I'm very proud, Brian, very proud. There's a man that was lighting all the torches and investing this deal.
So yeah, that was a planted question. Well, I'm pretty sure we just can't wait until we get to see Season 3. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, you're going to love it. Honestly, you're going to love it.
It sounds like there's going to be a pretty big rally if you've been training for 3 weeks, so I can't wait to see that. But I would just like everyone to join me in